What is going on, everybody? Welcome week 14 wide receiver waiver wire show. I started recording, it was sunny Arizona that I'm at. Now all of a sudden it's getting dark Arizona. Trying to get these last ones in, get this information out to you guys as soon as I can. Really appreciate you guys this week. As you can see, different location out here in Arizona, visiting the family for the holidays. Mac back in North Carolina holding it down. Make sure you're trying to check out his other videos. He's got his own set of start sits going on, along with his own waiver wire picks. So make sure you guys are checking those out. Make sure you're liking, commenting, subscribing below. If we don't talk about somebody you want to know about, make sure you get a hold of us. We'll help you get those lineups set. It's playoff time. Whether you're in the playoffs or you're not in the playoffs, you're either trying to play spoiler, or trying to win some money, trying to win some respect. So make sure you guys are tuning in, checking out all the videos, making sure we got the best information coming to you. One of the first guys I want to talk about this week is going to be Doug Baldwin. Yeah, if you got Doug Baldwin, you probably rely heavily on Doug Baldwin. They're going to be going to Jacksonville against arguably one of the best defenses in football, and one of the best defenses for quite a while. Ramsey got banged up a little bit. The extent of that we don't know for sure, but Baldwin against Jacksonville, that offensive line has been improved in Seattle, but it's not great yet. Russell Wilson's going to be running for his life against those front seven. Russell Wilson's probably going to have a pretty good game, statistic-wise, fantasy-wise. Overall, though, it's going to be dominated by Jacksonville. I mean, they're a great defense. Doug Baldwin is not somebody I want to rely heavily on, especially if I'm in the playoffs. So if you got Doug Baldwin, look for better options this week. Somebody we do like this week, Jarvis Landry. Jarvis Landry's been playing great. He's one of the key fixtures of that offense in Miami. They're going to be at home playing against New England. New England's going to be doing whatever they can to put up points without Gronk. Miami's going to have to keep scoring. They're going to have to keep throwing. Look for Landry to be the beneficiary of a lot of those targets. Touchdowns have been there for Landry this year. He's been, a huge surprise for whoever's either drafted him or traded for him or picked him up if he was dropped, whatever. However you got Jarvis Landry, you're pretty happy with him and keep him in the lineup. Solid wide receiver too from here on out. This is going to be a little bit of a surprise too. Sterling Shepard, with all the stuff that happened in New York. Ben McAdoo is now out. Expected that Eli will get his starting job back, which he never should have lost to begin with. So all of a sudden Sterling Shepard becomes viable again. That is by far the #1 target between him and Ingram in New York. And if Eli's back under center, which it sounds like he might, make sure you're monitoring that. If he's back under center, Shepard all of a sudden turns back into wide receiver 2 value. You probably didn't play him this last week. I know we all told you to sit him last week because of Geno Smith, and he didn't produce. But if Eli is back there, Eli's going to be playing with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. You're not going to realize it because he's going to have that look on his face, but he's going to be, playing angry. That really affected him, what happened to him last week. And look for Sterling Shepard to have a huge week. I'm calling for Sterling Shepard to have a 115 yards, a touchdown at least this week. That's what I'm calling for Sterling Shepard. So don't let me down, Sterling. I got your back. Next one, Dez Bryant. Somebody who had a great week last week against, Washington. A lot of people didn't expect him to have a big week. I wasn't quite expecting the week that he had. The touchdown helped him, obviously. But I'm not liking it this week. They're going to be going up against those Giants. Janoris Jenkins on the opposite side. Those two have had beef in the past, and Dez is notorious for letting people get into his head. Kind of looking for the same thing this week. Dax got his hand banged up. Don't know how that's going to, affect the game too much yet. Now they may rely more on the run. The offensive line looked great against Washington last week. Alfred Morris looked like, a Pro Bowl running back. And I expect a little bit more of that here in the future, especially with Dak's injury. So make sure you guys, if you got Dez, it's not the week to risk it. Last guy I want to talk about is Jamison Crowder. I think last week he started off with a couple fumbles, dropped passes. Didn't look good. He salvaged it somewhat. He had a big play. Didn't result in a touchdown, but he had a pretty decent play there, like a 30 or 40 yard catch that kind of salvaged his fantasy day to not make it horrible. But he is the key fixture in that offense. Kirk Cousins looks for him early, often. He returns punts. You never know when he can break one. Jamison Crowder is a great option week in and week out just for volume alone. He's going to get the targets and he's going to get the kick returns. So if you got Jamison Crowder, I would feel pretty confident starting him this week. He's definitely one of my starts of the week, so make sure you get him into your lineup. Like I said, volume alone is king, especially this time of year. Fantasy playoff time, you got to do whatever you can do to get the work, and he's getting the work. So those are my start sits for the week. I appreciate you guys, like I said, being patient with us. A little bit different type of shows. being that we're in 2 different states, but we're making it happen. So I appreciate you guys' support. Make sure you're liking, commenting, subscribing. If I didn't talk about a receiver that you want to talk about, let's talk about it. Hit that comment button, leave me a comment. Even though I'm on vacation, I'm still answering all those comments. Like I said, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys have a good rest of your week, and we'll be talking to you later. Thanks. Bye.